Number 1, which edit should be made in the sentence? On May 8th, 2018, Boston University student Zach Prescott ran a mile in 4 minutes, 43.2 seconds, while juggling 3 lacrosse balls. Wow. Breaking the 32-year-old world record in joggling, a sport that combines jogging and juggling. Now, I might laugh at joggling, except 4 minutes, 43 seconds, that's fast. And that's like not even juggling. To do that while juggling lacrosse balls, wow. Okay, I'm impressed with joggling. Anyway, how do we answer this question? On May 8th, 2018. Okay, so anytime you have a full date with all 3 parts, you want to use a comma between the actual day and the year. So that's good, but it's not even the underlined portion. Is there a comma after 2018, or should there be? Yes, this is a preposition dependent clause up the beginning. Well, phrase actually, not even a clause. On May 18th, 2018, comma, Boston University student Zach Prescott. Then we go into our independent clause. So we do not want to delete the comma after 2018. Short phrases, prepositions, transition words, adverbs, and dependent clauses up front will be separated by commas. So that one belongs. Okay. B, insert a comma after student. Okay, some might think so. This looks to be in a positive. Boston University student Zach Prescott. So what is in a positive? It means 2 things are the same thing, the same subject usually. So my sister and Linda are the same thing. The fast red race car, the Ferrari is the fast red race car. So the university student here is Zach Prescott. They're one and the same. So that second part, the appositive, may or may not be separated by commas. Well, that comes down to, again, our rule, a restrictive, non-restrictive rule of commas. Essentially, Boston University student could be anyone at that point. There are many Boston University students. We don't know who it is for sure. We haven't identified the person until we say their name, Zach Prescott, which means it's essential to put in the second part, the appositive, Zach Prescott. If it's essential, it's restrictive, it's not separated by commas. So no commas here. By the way, general rule of thumb, if I said something like the famous poet and writer William Shakespeare, I would not use a comma around William Shakespeare. But if I flipped it around, William Shakespeare, the famous writer and poet, I would put a comma before the famous writer and comma at the end of the poet, because I already identified the person it is. So in this case, no commas. It's okay. So Zach Prescott ran a mile in 4 minutes, 43 seconds while juggling 3 lacrosse balls, breaking the 32-year-old world record. Okay, that comma belongs. This is a participle. It's a present participle starting a participle clause, which is a typical dependent clause type. Participle clause, prepositional clauses, relative clauses, subordinate clauses. We recognize this needs a comma. Usually participle clauses do. So in this case, this is correct. It's going to be a parenthetical, extra information, non-restrictive dependent clause. At the end, it does need to be separated by a comma. So I do not want to delete the comma in C. Well, D better be correct. The 32-year-old world record in joggling, a sport that combines jogging and juggling. Insert a comma here. Yes, I want a comma after joggling. Why? Because I then go into a dependent clause that, as all dependent clauses do, modify words. In this case, it's modifying joggling. It's telling us, what is joggling? Well, it's a sport that combines jogging and juggling. That should be separated by a comma. This is the correct answer, D.